De'Aaron Fox got married.
Congrats.
And, all the best wishes to he and his new bride. May they have a long and loving and happy and
forever, ever.
So you saw a tweet yesterday.
Yes.
That piqued your interest.
Yeah. His new bride, his new wife, had said they cut the honeymoon short so De'Aaron can get to work.
Yeah, one of the assistant coaches is out there. Or are they in Italy or they're somewhere?
I'm not sure where they are, but
Europe,
pretty star-studded wedding, and it looked great. Great pictures, good visuals coming out of there. But I think the follow-up was also something along the lines, quote, can't say he doesn't care.
Right, like the critics.
Yeah.
I mean, the dumbest you can.
I don't think I've ever felt that about him.
No, I don't think you have, and I haven't, because we're normal people. Like the
criticism should be of his game.
Sure, there's really more, and I think more of the lack of results for his team.
Yeah, for how good he's been. Like, he's been good.
Yeah. There's criticisms you can lob at De'Aaron Fox.
Sure.
But
every player.
The stupidest one. Well, he's playing video games. He plays video games, and he wasn't. This is always my favorite. Insert activity player does. If he wasn't doing that and was in the gym, he would have made that free throw.
Right.
Like, listen, I'm sure there's probably some things that players do that as a fan, I'm like, but they generally involve clubs, and by the way, you should be, if we can go blow off steam look, a lot of these guys, you got to remember, I can't hear you. Jay is talking.
Sorry. You of all guys doesn't like when players go golfing.
Oh, clubs.
Dude,
I love that. You are. I am glad you popped the mic for that one. Listen, I have a theory. I'm going to run it by you.
Okay.
What would you say the average age of if you took all, including top 25 markets, national, TV, and radio show hosts, what would you say the average age is?
Average?
Yeah, I'm talking you, me, Stephen A., Colin Coward.
50.
I think you're about right. Let's say
there's going to be obviously younger. There's going to be older. About 50 feels good.
Let's even drop it 5 years.
Okay, 45. 40. Sure.
I don't do the things I do at 45 that I did at 25.
Right. It's pretty standard.
I have a theory that a lot of the pearl clutching and hand wringing about what players do outside of the game come from middle-aged married men who just don't understand why you would be going to the party or the club thing or whatever. They forget that at 25, they were probably, I'm speaking for myself mainly, broke. And their idea of a night was grab an 18 at Keystone, head over to Timmy's house, and play NHL 99, because you're broke.
Right. But I think there's even that comp to, let's take the 25-year-old current athlete to the 45-year-old retired athlete that you'll hear. Well, back in my day,
absolutely,
this is how it was done. Well, it was, but it's not that day anymore.
Yeah, but also back in your day, Guy, you were pounding Miller Lights and smoking, cigarettes and God knows what else in the locker room.
Right. Or we had 3 practices a day. Okay. You don't anymore.
Yeah, you don't. Yeah, you don't anymore.
We didn't have days off or rest. Okay.
Yeah, you also had 7-year careers.
Right.
You also had 7-year careers.
I mean, there's just different things. If there's adapt. Some's for the better, some may be for the worse, but I think there's a lot of that.
I actually think it's amazing if you really want to step back and think about it. Think about all the young, lower to mid, and even upper 20s. Because let's be honest, most of your professional athletes in their 20s.
Mm-hmm.
So let's call that 25 years old on average. I think it's actually pretty miraculous. When you think about the psychology of the situation, you have athletes from all walks of life.
Sure.
You have athletes that came from rich homes. You have athletes that came from the inner cities, poor as poor can be. You have athletes that had great family lives. You had athletes that had terrible family upbringings. But one thing they all have in common is almost every single one has been the best player on their team their whole life by a long shot. They have been told how awesome they are by everyone they come in contact to when they start out in Middleton, Iowa, or wherever they're from. They then leave the house and go to college, where they are told that they are awesome, and they get tons of breaks and tons of shortcuts and God knows what. And they're the big men on campus and all that. You build this God complex. You are Superman. We all thought we were Superman in our 20s, but you really do believe you're Superman because you've got women or men, whatever, being thrown at you.
You're paid like it.
Yeah, you have older boosters that are taking you out on the town. Your Rolex shows up, whatever it is. And then you go to the pros. And let's take a guy like De'Aaron Fox for just because I don't know his complete story, but listen, I'm sure that best player on his elementary school, junior high school team, Kentucky, Calipari, all that.
In the lottery.
Now max player, millions and millions and millions of dollars. He is the king of the world, no pun intended. He is rich, generational. He's done. He can quit tomorrow, and his great-grandkids are going to private school. Right. And you know what he does? He plays Call of Duty at home.
Shame on him.
Now, I don't want to tell tales out of school, and I always try to be careful with this stuff. And I would hope that if De'Aaron was sitting here right now, he wouldn't mind me saying this. But I know people peripherally that have dealt with his camp, and I say this as a compliment. Like, one of the things is like, well, De'Aaron's not the easiest guy to get to do stuff, not because of his attitude, not because he's tough to work with. He just doesn't. He doesn't crave it. He's not looking for the Mountain Dew endorsement.
Yeah.
He's not.
It's kind of charming to me, to be honest.
I really agree with you. He likes to, as I understand it, he loves his family. Yeah. He loves his people that are close to him. And he likes to stay home and play video games and hang out and swim. I don't know, whatever. Oh, my God.
Life.
No.
That's his life.
If he was only in the gym.
Right. And it goes back to almost anything. Like, politically, if you disagree, well, I disagree because I don't agree. I mean, I want to call you out on that because that doesn't line up with my views.
Sure.
Let's take Marvin. Oh, music career? What's he doing?
Oh.
Imagine if he was in the gym, but let's take the music career out and Marvin was out in the community in charity. Oh, Marvin's the greatest human being. Well, wait a minute. There's the same amount of time spent away from the court.
Yeah.
But maybe you don't agree with the music career.
You've never heard anybody say, if Marvin wasn't ladling the soup at the kitchen, he wouldn't have gotten injured.
I mean, he's spending too much time feeding the homeless.
He has to stop volunteering, and he has to do more free throws.
Right.
You never hear that. It's a very excellent point. So I didn't like seeing her tweet.
Yeah, I wonder, though, my point is, like, does it bother them? Like,
that's why I didn't like seeing it. I don't want it to. I get it. I love, by the way, she's come out. She did not like a couple of things I said a while back, and she came after me full force, and I'm completely here for it because I respect loyalty. It was back when I said that I thought that anybody who's been here longer, either 2 or 3 years, I forget what I said, you got to get rid of them all to change the culture. The culture's here, and everyone, and blah, 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 blah. And man, did she not like that. And you know what? I never once was like, hey, I completely respect that. You are down who you are down with. You're the one that sees it night in and night out. She lives and dies with his wins and losses. And I appreciate when a loved one stands it because I'm the same guy. You're the same guy. Somebody messes with somebody that I love, that I care about. My default is going to be screw you. Whether you have a point or not, still screw you. Mm-hmm. And you don't know what you're talking about. I completely respect that. It's not that I didn't like her tweet for the content. I hope it doesn't bother them what critics say, because critics are either dumb fans or dumb medias.
Sure.
Like, we're all dumb.
And we all get caught up in the prisoner of the moment. I mean, I think the obvious thing is De'Aaron Fox has been successful individually. It hasn't translated into team wins.
Yes.
If we can fast forward somehow and say the next 3 years, De'Aaron Fox plays the same way and they make the playoffs every year, and doesn't even matter what they do there. And the next 3 years, a guy like Donovan Mitchell misses with Utah. It stays with Utah, doesn't make the playoffs.
Sure.
In 3 years from now, when people go, Donovan Mitchell or De'Aaron Fox, conversation's different.
I think conversation would be different. We've talked about this before. If De'Aaron had been drafted by Utah and Donovan had been drafted by Sacramento, I think we'd have the exact same conversation on the flip, and people be sitting here going, man, I would totally trade Donovan Mitchell straight up for De'Aaron Fox from Utah.
Yeah, like if De'Aaron gets playoff moments on national TV where he has these 28, 6, and 8 games, like this guy's really good. Well, yeah, we've seen it, but you guys hadn't.
Improve your 3-point shooting.
Yes.
Engage on defense.
Yep.
More.
Yes.
That's like literally the holes in De'Aaron's game.
And win games.
Right. But again, he is 20% of the people on the floor.
True.
So I still more than in football, you have control.
Right.
But anyway, anyways, congratulations to them, which we already said. And I hope they tune out all the garbage. I really do. And you know what? If they're doing it, if the idea is the extra motivation,
good.
I'm all here for it too. We just want to see them be successful and obviously the Kings be successful. The Deshaun Watson